Okay. Welcome to the WVU Football Pregame Show. I'm Todd Murray along with Ed Owens, our WVU writer. Today the Mountaineers in Lubbock to take on Texas Tech. And Ed, the last time here 2 years ago, not good memories for the Mountaineers. They lose 49-14 when they were really on the roll as number 5.
Yeah, house of horrors for WVU. I'm sure they're looking forward to getting back here and kind of erasing some of those memories. But I think that was the first time where the wheels really came off the bus for the 2012 Mountaineers. They had shown some flaws. You had seen you'd seen their defense give up a lot of points at different games. Baylor, Texas, they had struggled to keep opponents off the scoreboard, but the offense was always putting up the points. Texas Tech was the first team to really expose WVU for their offensive inefficiencies. Stedman Bailey got hurt. They were really a one-dimensional team. They took advantage of it. The crowd was on WVU, and they didn't handle it well. They kind of collapsed on themselves and gave the rest of the Big 12 a blueprint for how to beat them. The rest of the Big 12 followed that 5-game losing streak for WVU, and that kind of submarined the whole season.
Right. WVU coming off a 33-14 win over Kansas, but a really lackluster second-half offensive performance for the Mountaineers. Obviously, that's going to have to improve here today.
Yeah, really, second halves have been a problem for WVU this entire season. Outside of the Towson game, WVU's offense has scored 2 touchdowns in the second half this year, and they've been outscored 65-34. I mean, so that's not just offensive inefficiency, that's the defense getting lit up too. I don't know what the story is. Dana Holgerson has said that second half adjustments are overrated, but it's really been proven to this point that teams are making adjustments on them and making them successfully. I think WVU needs to follow suit, figure out a way to kind of stop the bleeding in the second half, because when they get those leads, sometimes they've been able to protect them, sometimes they haven't, and it's really cost them in a couple of games like Alabama and Oklahoma.
They're playing a Texas Tech team today whose defense is very vulnerable to the run, and WVU got the running game going against Kansas. Russell Shell had his first 100-plus yard game.
Yeah, what I liked about that was Shell said just scratching the surface, and I think that's great to hear out of a guy like that. Heading into the Kansas game, he was talking about how he's ready for his breakout, and he said that wasn't it. So this offense is really confident in what they can do on the ground, and like you said, Tech's defense is very leaky against the run. Worst in the Big 12, giving up 259 yards on the ground. If WVU can establish that run, the cliche, if they can establish that run, it's going to open things up. It's going to force people to commit to coming up and playing the run, and in turn, that leaves them vulnerable on the edges, where you've got Mario Alford and Kevin White, who are 2 of the best receivers in the conference. So it's really kind of pick your poison. We've been saying it all year, but if WVU can run the ball effectively, they can really do that and force Tech to decide how they're going to play them.
We'll see how it plays out, Ed. Thank you. And please continue to follow our WVU football coverage on thedpost.com.